Hello everyone, welcome back to Wicked-Whiskers. Today we will have a little bit different concept, because first we will go with something new, which you might guess from the introduction. It's Semogue boar brush, this nice blonde. So I will put this to soak a little bit. It comes in very nice package. I'm not using it that much, and I will show you in a couple minutes why. Razor of choice, Fatip Open Comb Slant, paired with the treat blade. And while the brush is soaking in, let's see how to combine best from both worlds: Arko shaving stick and this empty chala container. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so as promised, I have this old chala empty pack. As you can see, it's very nice. I like these threads, which makes it easy to close it, to seal it, compared with the Prorasos, which are just pop up and that's it. And I really dislike this paper filling, so it's now pretty slippy. It sticks to the soap and I'm not enjoying the shaving and lathering with this. Sometimes it's just way too difficult for me to deposit the soap on my face, and as you can see, it is also very difficult now to peel off all the papers once it is wet. I guess it would be much easier if it was a brand new. So as you can see, pretty nice and smoothened from my previous shaves. I think I have about 15 from this stick. This is how it looks when it's brand new. So for these rough edges, I dislike using it for face lathering. The good point is it is semi-firm, so maybe I will have some issues in pressing it, but we are strong boys, and with some muscles I think we will have just enough power to squeeze it. So just go easy, side by side. It's not that difficult. I think the only difficult part is the fact that this plastic container is a little bit slippy. So whenever I press the soap, it's sliding a little bit on the sides. Hope it won't crack, but eventually, as you can see, it's now wiggling, but this could be just enough for me to start loading my brush. And when you're hand molding the Arko soap, you don't need to try to mold everything in the same round, because the surface would be a little bit softer, like first couple of millimeters, and then in the depth of the soap it will be a little bit harder. So I think we are now ready to go. It's smooth enough, so I think we will be good to continue. As you can see, this is the container right now. It's white, so there is a lot of gleaming. The brush is pretty wet, not dripping, and I will load it a little bit. As you can see, it's already foaming pretty much. And I could say this is too much of the soap. So I was considering should I do the bowl lathering, but let's go fully traditional. The Arko is very nice soap, very creamy. And this brush is now well broken, so it's pretty soft. I don't have that omega scratchiness. And the only reason why I'm not using this brush too much is because I was a little bit greedy in the start, and when I saw a lot of omega brushes, which do come a little bit more pricier than any omega, I wanted the biggest loft for the same amount of money. And you guess what? I did get it. But unfortunately for me, as you saw, I'm mostly one pass shaver, so this creates way too much lather for my needs. So if I use some better or more expensive soaps, then I will usually end up in wasting them. And then when I saw some other guys on the YouTube, I figured out that many people are actually shaving their head, so bigger loft for monstrosity of the lather for 2, 3, 4 passes is actually useful for some of you. Maybe you're lathering your wife's legs when she's shaving, or your boyfriend's legs. I'm not judging you. Still, plenty of potential in this brush. I bought it before the Omega, so if you watched that how to break the boar brush video, I learned that afterwards, so this one was broken down only by shaving, no soaking, no anything, and it took me about maybe 1 month, so 20-30 shaves and it will be just good. Now this was the reason why I contemplated lathering with the bowl, because with Arko I could always use a little bit more water. And in previous days, sometimes I didn't like to, do the lipstick motion on my face with the shave stick. Quite often I would be too wrong in my judgment how much soap I need to deposit. I'm just loading the bowl with water for rinsing, and let's remind ourselves how to shave with a slant. So nice, slow, without skin stretching, without applying any pressure. Always going in the direction of the handle. And just let it to do its work. Now with the fox, it's actually grabbing the whiskers even if they are pretty flat on the skin level. And with Los Torto, I use both names because I really like them. You just know that you hit the right blade alignment when you don't feel any blade on both sides. Which is not so reassuring sometimes, because you're not so clear. Is it actually cutting anything? But then you go with the fingers and you feel that the face is actually very smooth, so a little bit of patience and trust. And it is doing wonderful. I'm not going to say how easy it is to rinse because it's open comb. That's what it's made for. And I think that out of all my razors, this one seems to be the most balanced. Like the perfect ratio between the handle, the head, the weight distribution, the size, the diameter, everything feels wonderful. Now this video is intended to be primary, targeted on the brush and the soap. I still have a couple of shaves in R89. And I saw that you really liked that video, the last one, but I was afraid that if you watch the same razor for 2 times in just 1 or 2 days between, maybe it will be not so interesting to you. So a little bit of change. And as you can see, the type of the loft in this one is pretty different compared to Omega's, so it is nice, it is gigantic, but somehow, maybe it's just the personal preference, I really enjoy Omega a little bit better. Now, as with any other Fatip, I'm going super slow, careful, because although this is R89 level of smoothness, on cleanup passes I might get a couple of weepers. Not that I need cleanup every single time, but the blade is angled, so as much as it is wonderful on one pass shaves, it can easily become a little bit too much on the cleanup, so be careful. And my personal Fatip touch, as you can see, a couple of them are showing off, so I always start my thought but stop because of increased concentration. I like Fatips because they provide me that extra skin layer cleaning, so not the best solution for daily shaves. For every 2 or 3 days, definitely recommendation. But when you feel like your skin is all pimply, you know, with some skin bumps, and if you want full skin reset, this razor and Fatips in general are such a great option, especially after the mild razors. Because the vapors will stop eventually. But what will you be left with is impeccable smoothness. So I was doubtful with the slants, thinking it's only a gimmick. There is not too much a difference compared with the other razors, but believe me, so smooth on the skin with such effortless shave, it's like incomparable with anything else. And dirty and gross as usual. So quick rinse, quick aftershave, so we'll be back. And this took me a little bit more time because the Arko is tallow based, so it does feel a little bit more fatty on the skin and takes a little bit more time to rinse it off. Aftershave, Brion. If I made some damage, then this one will show it. And no, not at all. Maybe the blade is a little bit dull at this point, because I feel like it's not tingling, it's not heating, but that uniform, you know, like everything is a little bit touchy, but still minor vapors, they're just cleaned, and believe me, under fingers there is not a tiniest stubble left, not a single whisker, no pimple, no anything, but it might came with the price. So I hoped you enjoyed the video. Let me just give a quick shake off of the brush and see how it looks like. Very nice, very rich, pretty wide loft, not that dense, so if you like the boars but you like it soft, nice, gentle, go with Semogue. Until next time, bye.